If you've been following me for a few weeks, you've been seeing that I have been trying to keep somewhat of a consistent rate when it comes to uploading. I wasn't just focused on making the videos, I was also focused on the actual projects themselves and tried to make a framework around my life to be able to still work on those while balancing everything else. In my opinion, it's still a little bit too soon to take out conclusions of if this is doable or not over the long term, but this video is just to show around how I do it, why I do it, and maybe get some feedback from you. So this content consistency push, I started it around 2 months ago with short format videos on 3 different platforms, which are TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So that was going great. I now do have a library that is starting to be somewhat generous, if I could say so, in terms of content. I wanted to have a space where when you see my content and click on my profile, wherever it is, you can see that there is already a few in the chamber. But being an OG YouTube watcher, I also wanted to get into longer format videos. Just like a lot of tech guys, I have been watching and making YouTube videos for the longest time now. Obviously, the beginning was cringe, like every person starting. But I really wanted to find a format that works in terms of effort of production, helping other people, and still being able to do it weekly. So for the past, I think, month now, this is how I've been planning my videos. So the main idea is 1 short video on Monday and 1 long format on Thursdays. The short format promote themselves because they're on so many different platforms. And the long formats also allow me to post on the other platforms because I'm just talking about it. Hey, this is out right now. I think this is an okay spread of content in a week, but obviously I want to do more, just like anyone trying to make content. But for the moment, it's been okay. The writing for my videos, I do it on Wednesday. I usually record on Friday mornings before work. This is the case right now. This is a Friday in glorious Budapest, and my editing on Saturday morning. So yeah, upload a short on Monday, writing short and long format on Wednesday, publish long format on Thursday, recording on Friday, and editing on Saturday. So all of these seem to take almost my entire week, but it's not really the case. We will go into it in much more details, but each different task don't take me that much time. And since I'm trying to keep consistent, I prefer to do it this way so that I can focus on something else throughout the week rather than shove it down 1 or 2 days of just this pure YouTube thing. I think I will get tired of it very, very quickly. For the moment, right now, this is the most consistent I have been content-wise. So maybe there is something that works here. So the question is, why do I do it? I don't really have much online influence, not many people following me in the background. This is a little bit niche as well. So why? The first thing is I am in my 20s and I want to work on a lot of different projects. And just building in public, it keeps me accountable for working on these things. Also, now that we are a few months into it, it allows me to reflect back on what I have actually done in the past. It's a good time capsule library for me somehow in terms of projects. Instead of having them in files and a few images or videos, everything is right there on the internet and I can see for myself what I have been doing and reflect on it. Also, can just help other people. I was thinking about it recently, but when I started my studies, I think I would have watched something like this, being in the tech industry. Well, I wouldn't have watched myself. I'm not trying to be narcissistic or anything right now, but you get my idea. This type of content, I think, could help some people studying in this industry somehow, maybe. And as well, helps me to have interactions with other people in this industry. For example, recently, I got out, I talked about, let's say, this project, talking about a signal manipulation for shaders in 3.js. And I did learn a lot constructing this, and I showed how I was doing it. And some people, you will recognize yourself if you're watching this video, both in the comments and just texting me on different social media, told me hey, you could actually do it this way instead of the one you did in the video. And this is one example that building in public and just promote conversation is great for everyone, because those person who gave me this little tip, first of all, helped me and helped the people who read that particular message, which is beautiful. And as well, and I think this is my biggest reason, is just business opportunities. So again, for the moment, this channel, not gigantic, but I read this sentence not that long ago that said like, you are only one piece of content away for something viral because I don't know, like the algorithm likes you a certain day, or like someone watched this that could be related to their business and this and that or whatever. And this being a tech-oriented channel, there is the possibility of someone just seeing my content, coming to me and then like get something started. I don't know, could be like some freelance work. This has already happened. Someone just seeing this, coming up to me. Consulting missions, overall question for opening a business, or just like if this content thing takes off, this could be a business in itself. This is not my goal. I don't think so right now. But still, like we're talking about multiple different possibilities. And this is what I like about it. And even so, just not talking about YouTube. In the past, like I did a lot of only Instagram visual stuff. And like I have been doing a bunch of freelancing as well. And I think more than 80% of my client came from actually Instagram. And the rest was actually Twitter. Before now, like I've been hunting for freelance job like on the side. But before that, I never did. Like it was always social media engagement. And I think YouTube is a great platform because you have also that piece of personality, talking to a camera and directly showing what you are capable of. All right, so we talked about how I plan my week for content creation. Why do I do it? Now let's talk about how do I write my two types of videos, which are short format and long format, like this one. So this is my Notion. This has every one of my scripts that I have done. Well, not all of them, because like when I started out, it was just like simple Google Docs or whatever. But in there, like you have my archives or what I have worked on in the past. And for example, for a short format, as you can see, like it's not that long, but I do write every single word because, as you know, nowadays with short format videos and the focus span of people slightly getting lower and lower on these types of platform, not talking about everyone, you have to be fast pace, with good wording, great SEO, and go straight to the point as fast as possible. I don't have a good enough English to be able to do that with full improv, so this is why I write everything when it comes to my short scripts. As you can see, like it doesn't take that long. Like, for example, like I think every script for the moment consistently takes me like less than 30 minutes to write. And also, nowadays, we are in 2023, we have access to beautiful things like ChatGPT, for example. So just like copy this ChatGPT and just like ask him to make it more rhythmic. A classic thing I do is like based on the topic of this script, make it so that the SEO would be better on this or that platform. This is like online marketing 101 with AI, but like for the moment, it's been helping me out. I don't do it every time because like I'm starting to know what kind of words and sentences I can pronounce without stuttering too much. Because also like, yeah, this is quite complicated to me sometimes. Like you see this right now, but it is edited. And like all of my videos are edited. So we will talk about that later. But yeah, I know certain words that I cannot pronounce next to particular other words. So I'm starting to like get my own style of being able to write videos. So this is what I do for short format videos. And for long formats, I'm trying every time to aim for more than 10 minutes and less than 20. That's like my golden range. For these videos, for example, let's talk about the wave effect. I coded a couple of videos before. Now, let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about like my actual last video, which was this one, online tooling. So no texts. Sometimes I do write the actual intro itself to be able to know what I'm going to talk about and like have a good, consistent first couple of seconds, because this is why like this is the most important when you have new viewers. But other than that, I just have that. It's just a plan and a subpart so that I know what I'm going to talk about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This doesn't take me that much time as well. If I am talking about code though, I might do a couple of research to know where I'm going to go and what am I going to talk about if I talked about other articles, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just that. Couple of big chapters, sub-chapters in it. It allows me to keep track of where I am in the video, and I just keep them on the side of my second monitor. For example, this is the video that we're recording right now. Oh, if you see a bunch of typos, that's very okay. And you're going to see a lot. I do not take the time to write great English when I'm just going to, mumble around some stuff to a camera. So yeah, that's it for writing. So now, what about recording? So recording, for whatever reason, in the beginning was the hardest thing for me. I think this is like insanely unnatural to talk alone to a camera, just like you were talking to someone else. Even in the beginning, like I did have some people on Discord or whatever, just so that I can pretend to talk to someone. But now it's the part I like kind of enjoy because like everything is just silenced out. And as I said, I usually do it on the Friday mornings. And I try to do it as fresh as possible out of the gym after a good shower. And then I'm just like ready to mumble some shit to a camera. This has been going great for now. So yeah, I already talked about that, but I do have multiple takes. Everything doesn't come up naturally. And sometimes I'm trying to find the good words to talk to the camera, but like I do have some long ass pauses sometimes. But yeah, multiple takes, and I am okay with it. I already talked about that about writing too, but like the pause that takes me the most time when I'm recording for long format is the intro and outro, because as I said, I'm trying to be at a good rhythm and just like engage with my audience as fast as possible. Short format though, pretty straightforward. So I have my camera here, tilted so that it is the right aspect ratio, and I have two big screens, one here and one there. I just take my script, put it right next to the camera, and it's not really a prompter, but like I can just simply do a little like left, right, and I'm ready to know my next sentence. Again, was hard in the beginning, but now I think per sentence, I only need 2 or 3 takes, when in the beginning, I was like close to 10 when I was reading it. So it's also nice to see some progress right there. Pretty nice. So yeah, that's how I shoot. Now, what is the setup? Camera. This is a Canon EOS 750D. I recorded it when I was like, I think around like 17 years old, and it's been quite okay. The only thing that sucks, I would love to be able to record directly on OBS with like a cable or whatever, but the thing is, the HDMI output of this camera can only output 720p, which is not ideal. But yeah, other than that, it's been going all right with the actual lens. So yeah, this is why it might not be as crisp as other cameras you can see on YouTube, but for now, it's been all right. And also, the camera, this is my opinion. I've been playing around with cameras for a while now. This is not the most important thing. The most important thing is lighting when it comes to imagery, right? So like I do have a gigantic softbox light right above my head right now. This is why you have like this sort of little lighting, a backlight right there to have a little bit more contrast and trying to make it interesting. It would be nice to have a 3-point lighting setup, but like I just don't want to like get out another softbox light. This is what I've been using, classic, newer softboxes, cheap lights. I don't have the need to use anything else right now. The white balance of my camera is good enough so that I don't look blue. But yeah, could be better. It is good enough right now for what I'm doing, I think. Again, don't hesitate to drop a comment if you think like my videos look like shit. My sensitive personality will take a while to swallow that pill, but again, if it's constructive criticism, I'm open. So boom, camera, lighting. What about sound? Sound though, I did spoil myself a tiny bit. It was, I think, in 2019, from 2019 to 2020, I wanted to make coding streams with a couple of my friends. They would recognize themselves if they're watching this. Like the thing that you see most often when it comes to like video making tips or like overall streaming tips, sound is way more important. So this is why you have this little thing right now. This is a Rode pod mic, and I have been loving it. First of all, look at it. It looks profesh. And it's not like $1,000 microphone, but like it's been quite okay. I do have a shitty XLR card though. It's on my desk right now. I don't even remember the reference, but it's been serving me quite all right, and it's a pretty good setup. So yeah, this is the only thing that is like professional grade. I don't think you need insane equipment to be able to make videos, but for the moment, yeah, it would be wrong if I said like, this is not really comfortable. It is. It's a pretty fucking nice microphone. It's been all right. What about like the software for recording setup in general? So when I am doing long formats like this, my camera is obviously taking the video, and the sound is directly into OBS right there. I just do my syncing after that in my editing software that we're going to talk about. But for long format, that's it. For short formats though, since I don't need an entire OBS screen capture when I'm recording, I just do it with good old-fashioned Audacity. Sounds pretty homemade and DIY because it is. But for the moment, those two different setups have been working greatly. All right, let's talk about editing now. Being in the creative industry, I have been an Adobe boy for like a long time, but recently, just out of pure curiosity, for a couple of shorts, I try to go into DaVinci Resolve. Because first of all, free software, there is a paid version, but the free software is very, very, very complete. And I just wanted to try, you know, insane. Difference is insane. I don't know if you went down the YouTube rabbit hole of video editing. I am now, unfortunately, and a lot of people have been switching. So I was just curious a little bit and just seeing like what it was about. And after just tweaking a little bit the keyboard shortcuts to be more familiar than into Premiere. Oh yeah, I just said Adobe. I was a Premiere guy. There you go. So after just like a little bit of tweaking for modifying the keyboard shortcuts, I was up and running, and it is crazy. Way more stable. Again, free. Exports somehow are faster, or like maybe it's my setup, whatever, but like, yeah, it is faster. I did have one issue with audio not being picked up from time to time, but like there was an update. I think last week it was fixed. That was my only issue. That was my only complaint about the actual software, and it was fixed. So kudos to them. And also, oh my God, stability. When I am on long format videos, so that my RAM is like crammed with footage, and I try to edit off of an SSD, off. There you go, see, English. I'm trying to edit off an SSD. For me, it's been crashing. And again, I have been making a 4+ hours course on the Words Academy with a lot of editing, and it was a nightmare. Like, yeah, just like crashing out of no reason, losing a bunch of saved file and that kind of stuff. This, for the moment, did not crash, and even if it did, it has per key autosave. Well, this is what I heard, because like I never had to face the actual issue, but I think that's it, so that you are safe with your files, and it's been great. And like, I love the layout of like, it's a little bit like Blender, you know, when you have like different tools hidden in other tabs, like, you know, like the shade editor, geometry nodes, like in the shit. This is the same thing, where like you have one tab for just like handling your media, another one just for cutting, another one for editing. This tool allows you to apparently, like, I never touched it, but like, okay, starting visual effects, colors. This is what Blackmagic is known for a little bit as well. The compressor has been pretty nice, and the exporter, well, just basic. But yeah, it's so complete. It's been amazing. In the past, I dreaded coming into video editing because like it is time consuming and quite, what's the word when you repeat something like all the time? Oh my God, I will not find it. Too bad. If someone knows the word that I'm talking about, my God, a job that where you just like repeat the same thing and it takes a long time. My God, what? It will come back at some point. Okay, too bad. Where was I? Okay, yeah, I was just like dreading video editing, but like, yeah, now it just feels very comfortable to be inside of here. And this coupled with something I discovered only recently, oh my God, this is a gigantic rabbit hole, but auto hotkey, Jesus. Like when you are video editing, there is obviously something that you are going to repeat. For example, me, the way I do it is that I place my cuts first, where like I don't talk, or like where I know like I'm going to take it out. I place all of my cuts, and then I just go with like my keyboard and press up and down between the different clips, and like it makes sense. 1 out of 2, I just take it out. So it's always the same repeated thing, right? So I was like, maybe I can write a script or whatever to make that way faster. And it is literally what auto hotkey is made for. Again, if you went down the YouTube rabbit hole of video editing tips, this is at the pinnacle of that thing. There is this guy, like he was previously an editor at Linus Tech Tips. What's his name? Yes. Oh my God, I'm going to butcher this name. Terran von Hammett. TVH. He's very known for like having multiple keyboards, and now I'm starting to understand why. I'm really at the entrance of the rabbit hole of auto hotkey, but for the moment, oh my God, has it been amazing. So if you're a video editor or like want to get into like keyboard manipulation and just like hotkeys in general, please do it. It is, you're gonna have fun. That's for sure. So yeah, I talked about like editing in general. So like it's quite similar between long format and short format videos. The only difference is that with short formats, I will have OBS open on the side because like when I'm explaining something to illustrate what I'm talking about, I sometimes would like to grab a recording here and there about like what I am just talking about. So it could be with OBS for software thingies, or just like I use my iPhone to just like run around and get content to have some B-roll. And yeah, that's it. That's my content organization walkthrough. if I can call it that. For the moment, this has been quite okay when it comes to balance. It does work well into my work week. When there is no disturbance at all, it is quite easy for me to juggle between like work, the gym, my social life, and this. And also projects in general, because like the projects are at the center right now. Obviously, I do want to make more. I know I can. I'm just not too sure how to integrate more content right now without it being like my first thing. But yeah, I obviously want to make more. As small as it is, I do see the progress in the numbers every time I release something new. And this feels great. It also goes to show that I am not doing this for nothing. Well, I am not doing this for nothing to begin with, but like, if there is also a following creating itself in the background, I'm here for it. And yeah, I know the algorithm will reward consistency over quality in smaller channels like this one. This is not always true. I could also do amazing, gigantic projects, but I would only make like one video every couple of months. This is not what I want to do right now. I do want to try to get going on better consistency. And also the feedback I get for now, as small as it is quite very much appreciated. So for the people who've been hanging around recently, watching my content, thank you very much, because I do see you. I do see you, the couple of regulars I already have. So yeah, subscribe, there is a bunch of more to come. Do not hesitate to ask questions down in the comment, because these do feed new ideas for new content. And I think that's it. Follow me on different social media, subscribe if you feel like it, leave a like, do whatever, feed the algorithm. And apart from that, I think that's it. Thank you very much. And I talk to you guys soon on the internet. Bye-bye, everyone.